What's up everybody, it's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video back in Planet Coaster. In this episode we're going to be working on the station area for the hypercoaster, and I can't wait because I wanted to make this a very complex station since we had all this space over here, and kind of make its own area in a sense for the station. So this station is going to be kind of have like this castle-y type theme. I'm still trying to look for a final theme that's kind of going to go with the theme. That's going to pretty much be the theme of this hypercoaster, is like a castle type theme. Still don't have a name for this hypercoaster, so if you guys want to leave in the comments what you think for this hypercoaster, I'm still probably going to change the color scheme in the end for this hypercoaster. And I wanted to make the queue line very interactive, very kind of cool. So I wanted to place it in like these towers and have like bridges for the queue line. I thought it'd be kind of cool. It was a little bit challenging because I've never actually done something like this before, and but in the long run it ended up actually working out pretty decent, and I think it will turn out okay in the end. I don't believe I can fully complete it in this video, but I get a good chunk of it done in the long run. So that is that. So this is kind of where I had little issues because I wanted to make it kind of a tower, but at the same time it had to be kind of a square at this same time because it did not fit the pieces, and there wasn't an opening on the round pieces, so it's kind of a awkward type of tower opening. But I think I made it work for the most part, and it will look kind of strange, but it will work for, as you can see, I wanted to go with this kind of bridge approach, and it did end up working. And then I noticed that the queue line actually isn't very centered, and that kind of bothered me quite a bit. It wasn't centered, and these parts were like on the inside the queue line, so I decided to go ahead and make it wider. And I also changed the texture of it, or to change the type of roof up here as well to the castle-y stone roof. And I was like, well, why don't I turn the queue line around and make it go the other way, and it ended up working very well, and it also helped me make a longer queue line, and had to build a little bit more and an extra tower over here as well, which I think I was planning on making another tower anyways. So it ended up working alright, or pretty well. So but this is probably one of the most difficult stations / queue lines I've ever worked on in this game so far, and it's still incomplete, and still has a little bit of quite a bit of work to do. But we will get it done in some future detailing videos and stuff like that. But this area was pretty, it does turn out pretty well to my liking. I thought it turned out kind of the way I wanted it to. So still some touching up to do, but this queue line turned out to be kind of cool. And as you can see, I was hoping it would fit, and it fit well enough, just well enough, I thought, for the queue line. So it ended up working, and I was like, well, why don't I work on the station since a little bit more, since I need to get to the station part anyways. And I don't know if I did it here. Did I go back to the station at this point? I think I did. Yes, I did. So I had to get back to the station to actually get the station itself finished, and it's gonna end up being pretty simple at the station part. It's just gonna be the bricks and or the brick walls or the stone walls and stuff like that, that just match the rest of the buildings and stuff. I might make a tower at the end as well in the future. I'm not entirely sure yet, but we'll figure that out later when we get to it. So this is the only piece that I would think that would actually fit at this top part, and it always works pretty well with the stone stuff, I think. And this patching up just was terrible looking in the way, but I'm not sure if I care for the look of it, but I might actually end up working because it's kind of supposed to look a little ancient and old and kind of messed up in a way. And I was using like quarter tiles, and it wasn't like full tiles, so I could like do half a wall into stuff as well, but I didn't want fighting textures, so it kind of was a little awkward in a way for this piece, or that part right there, the station. And I thought this would be a long streak for this, for the castle itself, for the station. And it did turn out pretty well. The only problem I kind of ran into here is this part of the queue line. I had to delete the part of the bridge and the actual part under that, so I'm still undecided of what I'm going to do there. I might be able to make some sort of slanted thing for that as well. Excuse me, sorry. At first I tried raising the terrain. I wish you could raise the terrain to perfectly match with the pathway. That's one thing I hope that they do in the long run, or in the end, is work on that. So then I work on the exit and make it kind of interactive with the queue line. I thought it would be kind of neat, and it works out to be kind of cool in a way. So as you can see there, it goes right under the queue line, the bridge and the steps there. So, and this station isn't anything special. Again, it's just gonna have a basic build in the end. So just the windows will go there, a doorway for each spot, and openings for the coasters the coaster as well, with the little break, or this little top for the roof itself. And I might end up putting props at the top or something like that as well. And I was liking the way it was turning out, and still a lot more queue line to go. So I thought I'd make a little bit more to it with another building that was kind of connected to the towers as well. And it ends up being just a very simple block right here, block tower pretty much, that I might put some props in later, but for right now it's just going to be plain, and it still turns out itself. And this is going to be kind of like an outdoor queue line at this point. I thought it would be kind of a nice little cool spot for another queue line, or another piece of the queue line. And that's pretty much it for the queue line. Nothing too long or fancy, and it will work for the long run what we're trying to accomplish. So, because this park is pretty big and not too big, but I want you guys to let me know in the comments if you like to see one more coaster in this park. I might be able to fit another one in, but it's up to you guys, and I want to make sure that I don't overdo it with the coasters in this area. But at the same time, I still have a big open area over there that I need to fill up. And I was possibly thinking of waiting for a water ride in the future when we get water rides finally, because I feel like this park needs a water ride in some shape or fashion. I could, for right now, I could put a coaster, and if I decide to maybe take something out and make room for a water ride, I might end up doing that, because I want to treat my parks as if they were real parks and actually update them quite often, you know, with some cinematic videos like coming in 2017, or this park's adding something, or tease some new rides in the parks. I think it'd be kind of a cool little experience to give a little more realism to each park. And speaking of parks, I need to find a name for this park. It's a pirate type theme, so I would, if you guys have any really nice ideas, I am definitely open to hearing them. So leave in the comments of the name of the coasters and the rides, and I would appreciate if you do participate in that, because not many people do, and helping me name stuff. And I really want to know what everyone wants, or I would really like to have everyone's feedback and help on what to name rides in this park. But again, it is a pirate theme type park, so if you have any names that would be really well with this park. For the most part, I think I got 3 of the 4 coasters with names I think I already have. But I need to find a name for this hypercoaster and the name of the park still. So if you guys have any good ideas, please let me know. And I thought I have an entrance of this area with this kind of like castle type entrance. I thought it would be kind of cool for this area of the park and actually enclose it with some walls itself. And I thought that would actually turn out to be kind of cool for this hypercoaster to have its own area. And I put a shop over here, which I think I end up putting a hat shop over there next to the station, and it fits in quite well. And that will be a nice little area for this coaster, and hopefully attract some guests over this way, because this is the very backside part of the park, and I'm trying to do everything I can to make sure the guests go all the way through the everywhere around the park. So you gotta make sure you have attractions throughout your pathways, like stalls and rides and stuff like that, just to keep them busy, to help lead them to these to your rides and stuff. So it's important that you put stuff like that in your areas, and it makes sense in the long run. The AI is smart enough, if there's nothing over there, they're not going to actually walk over there. But in a way, if you have shortcuts to like certain places, I hope they do use them, and that's kind of my hopes. But anyways, I kind of implemented this hat stall, kind of make it, I almost want to call it the gift shop for this roller coaster, and that's kind of cool. I would love to see it in the future that we could actually have our own shops themselves, walk-in shops and stuff like that, because that's very common in parks, of course, that they have their own shops, especially at the exit of rides. Those would be really cool, and add quite a bit of realism to the game, I think, if they added actual walk-in shops instead of just stalls. Maybe that's what the shops icon is for. I don't know what they're gonna plan for that, but we will see. And pretty much all I do is decorate this area. I was thinking about putting maybe in another shop or something, but I thought it'd be cool to just kind of decorate it up and make it look pretty. So some props over there, and a fire pit over there, and just little things like that, just to make the park make this area look kind of neat and nifty for this coaster. And I thought it was cool. But I think this is the last thing I actually do in this video. So again, please leave your comments in the comment section of what you want to name some of these rides and stuff. But that's about all I have for you guys today, and stay tuned for the next episode. Have a great day, even cooler tomorrow, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.